police officers, nurses from the NHS are forcing their way into our home. We've got false outbursts against my sons. We have concerns that I'm presenting as having mental health problems.
That's the favourite one.
You name it, they have, they so, that's why we're so grateful for your support. But ultimately, this is led to all of us because, I'm a warrior. You can see that, right? And I have legal and lawful training.
Well, I thought it was going to be taking over 3 police stations.
Private bar guild, they're acting privately, and rather than serving the people and serving justice. Is that the main reason for clarification?
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you. It's a great question. Okay, so the private bar guild oath is that no fact can be tried in a court of law. No fact can be tried in a court of law. That means that you will never get justice here. You will never get justice in the family court.
Hannah,
You will
can you
never.
get your megaphone?
Sorry, but then you won't be able to see my lovely face. You will never get justice in the family court. You will never get justice in the criminal court. You will never get justice in any...
Where's the megaphone?
Oh, he's giving me a co-op bag. Apparently that's going to happen. Yeah, okay. Do I press a...
Yeah.
Do I press that? Yeah, we've got it. Oh shit. Okay. Hello. Can you hear me now? Yes. Yeah. Can you hear me now? Okay. So I am trained to bar level. So I was training to be a barrister. I didn't take the oath at the bar because I realised the level of corruption. Basically, the private bar guild oath, which I never took, was no fact can be tried in a court of law. That means whether you are a family in the secret family courts, where it's all about assumption and presumptions of social services, very much supported by the police, or whether you have been charged with a crime, even though there is no victim, no man or woman that you've caused harm, loss or injury to, you will be convicted. It is heinous. Now, we know now that they cannot do that without our consent, and consent is assumed by the transfer of ownership of the birth registration certificate from your mother and father, who are the informants, to Crown Corporation. So these organisations are heinous, and the thing is that we now have that level of knowledge that we can say, well, hold on, we're not legal entities, we're not legal fictions. We are men and women, and we object to being treated like bonded slaves, which is in fact how we have been treated over decades. So just coming back, the private bar guild oath is no fact can be tried in a court of law. What they do is they put a public oath on top of that, so the private bar guild oath is hidden. But if you ask any judge in a court, what is your highest oath, they have to recuse themselves, they have to walk away, because they know that if they told you what their private oath is, they couldn't be even in that court, okay? So they're masquerading as the law. We have no court other than the community law court in this whole country that is for men and women, for the people. The community law court is trial by jury, and we create the law because our will is supreme. How we do that is the trial by jury hear the evidence. The man or woman or organisation that you're claiming against can come in and put their side of the story forward, and then the trial by jury can ask questions and they decide on the law. So it's not, there's no judge in our court, okay? And it's just simpler, it's beautiful, and it puts the power back where it belongs, with we the people. So this court behind us is our building, which is basically being misappropriated by the private bar guild, okay? That's our building in there, and they are basically creaming away, stealing our money because they can access our trusts, they can monetize our sons and daughters by taking them into the care system and fostering them, or even having them adopted. It is heinous, and it's becoming common knowledge. We are accountable for changing that. We are accountable for calling it out. Now, in our case today, and while they are being given the orders, the community law courts ordered that they vacate the building on April the 13th, 2022. Now, I have to tell you that they have not been served these orders before. I don't know why, but it hasn't happened. So this is the first time that they're going to be served today. And so what is going to happen is we're going to let them know that a People's Court of men and women and their offspring have taken away their right to lease this building. The aim is that this will become the first trial by jury run for the people, by the people, in the British Isles for possibly 100 or 150 years, okay? We need this court building. We need the community law court to have, to have that basis. At the minute, we run the court in community centres, and that's not really a viable thing. And also, we can't fully administrate it because obviously, there's only myself and Neil. But we do work in the legalese courts at the moment. We don't have a choice, and we operate in the lawful jurisdiction. But we often get thrown out of court. We were in the magistrates' court a week ago, and I went in and I removed what's called all uneven playing surfaces because they sit high up. So that's a psychological game that they play with us to intimidate us as soon as we walk into, their room. And I was picked up by a security guard and physically thrown out of the court, just for saying that. So that's how frightened they are of us knowing what I'm sharing with you now. And I just ask you, this is not complex, this is really simple. You've got to educate your sons and daughters and as many people as possible. This system is over. It is done. It is the Roman court system. It's over. We will not be used by foreign slaves. We will not be laundered by these tireless people walking around thinking that they are gods, wearing their cloaks. Why do you think they wear the wig? They wear the wig to cover the sins that they are committing. Because at the end of the day, we all answer to our Creator, and they know that they have stolen our sons and daughters. They know that they have imprisoned us unlawfully. Okay? They know that they have stolen our property. Okay? And it's over. It is over.
We say no.
Thank you. Thank you.
My arms are not that long. I'm just thinking how we go about doing this.
Private land, is it?
I think we should still go into education security in the
So just to clarify, Hannah, the object today
go where you are, but you come and read.
We've come to enforce the orders that are in the note. You're going to have to get in.
Did you make an appointment?
You what?
Did you make an appointment?
With what?
To get in anywhere? Is that 5K?
Like HD, that sort of thing. I don't use it. I use 720 anyway. It just takes up to. No one uses it anyway. Unless you're using it on big screens. Who watches that sort of like you know what I mean? Mobiles on small screens. You don't need it. Also upload it. If you have to upload it to any of these what do you call it? Whatever. You have to cut it down anyway. So what's the point?
The music videos.
Oh yeah.
They cut down the
bit rate.
sound. Catherine?
Catherine of Ilfracombe.
That's Catherine. That's
what they're would it be true to say that the resistance, these people...
You're going up Middlemore then? You're going up Middlemore.
I don't know. Where's that?
Not let
Heavy Street, the other side of River Street.
But what is it?
It's the police station.
Oh, right, okay, I have no idea. Yeah, maybe.
So, and then with the
They closed
Criminal
down
Law
and then
Act
opened.
1967,
Yeah, I saw it.
taking that,
Take
so
forward.
which states... Okay, which states a person may use such force as is reasonable in the circumstances in the prevention of a crime or in effecting and assisting in the lawful arrest of offenders or suspended offenders or of any persons unlawfully at large. So would that, how does this apply?
So for me today, I think that basically where we're at now is
We're sending a very clear, strong message to them. I think it's really amazing that we're not carrying banners, we're not protesting, we're not saying we don't think this is fair. We're being accountable. I don't believe that we ought to be trying to force entry today because they haven't been publicly served before. And I think that that's something that we can review, over the next 10 days.
Can I ask, there's 2 points though, that any resistance, they would be anyone who isn't open to the claims made against them, would be aiding, abetting and abetting a criminal organisation, and also they would be acting fraudulently. Would that be true?
In what case?
In the claims that you put before them, and that they're not, even
Oh
allowed
yeah. Do you want me to read the order? Because I think that will help. So this is the order in exact. It is ordered by the Community Law Courts, trial by jury members. Exeter Crown and County Court notice 1 on the 25th day of July, witness to the evidence of perjury, perverting the course of justice, and lying about a post-due debt and a lawful claim. Lying that the claimant had no case when he had all the evidence to uphold the opposite. A man, as yet to be confirmed as Judge Griffiths, perverted the course of justice by stating the claimant had no claim, despite several unrebutted notices filed in the court. Despite clear evidence of serious harm to the claimant and her sons at the highest level of Devon County Council, knowing that the claimant faced certain death without an urgent hearing, knowing a man or woman ought to be given a bill of services if any was due, knowing that just under £1 million to issue a claim is extortion and would cause harm to the claimant. The Community Law Courts require an urgent criminal investigation to establish who completed the replies to the claimant. We require Exeter Police to take this on within 10 days of the file served upon the court and the Exeter Police Chief, the Exeter Chief of Police. If Exeter Police do not take action, they are notified that the Community Law Courts will make its own investigation on the issue, so then it would be us going in there and investigating. Interview Griffiths, a man who at times acts as the judge of Exeter Crown and County Court. Interview a woman called Imogen, who is a law administrator, who advised that she personally passed the file to the man who lied on the record against the claimant and her sons. Imogen refused to arrange an urgent hearing when the claimant visited the court to speak to the judge about his replies to the lawful claim. Uphold the post-due debts of Bill Norrie if the law clerk from that court fails to uphold it. It is ordered that the Community Law Courts take over this court within 3 months and retain the administrative staff to assist the community to access a trial by jury in the lawful. So that's basically, it's not this one,
Devon County Council knew we were coming.
Oh no, that's it. Oh no,
But I don't know if they did.
just a little bit.
it says, we require the existing tenants, which will be a private business, the Bar Guild. It's on Dun and Bradstreet as a property company, which is really interesting, isn't it? These are running our legal system. A property company that's worth millions, maybe billions, that's registered on Dun and Bradstreet. Okay, they're the people that are running the law system. We require the existing tenant vacate the court, as it is untenable for a lawful court to allow a legalese court to exist in the same building. A 99-year lease is granted to the Community Law Courts on the 13th of April 2022. Any man or woman breaking this order will be imprisoned for a minimum term of 2 years and fined £1 million gold-backed currency. And then
Yeah,
the trial
well,
by
that's the
jury
idea.
members, so you can see, we had a council of 13, and they were the ones that basically upheld that order. So that is, that's what we have. But as I said, they have not been, they'll be served today by the public, and then we will expect a response from them. Okay, so okay, let's do this.
Wait, no imprisonment, thank you. We don't want to be in prison, thank you. Restrict our movement, thank you. Excuse me, you're restricting my movement, so you can't don't restrict my movement, thank you. Please don't restrict my free movement, thank you.
We made it.
We're going to stop there. We're going to stop there. Okay. Thank you very much. Okay. No. 1 second.
That's restricting people's free movement.
Okay. So, as a fire safety hazard, I'm not having 80 people muster in here. Can I get a clock around this side of the door? No, this door here. I want people to be stopped in this door here. Yeah.
Can you stop filming, please?
Okay. As I'm going to share, it's quite safely we're not having everybody filming at one time. Okay?
That's assault, mate. Please, please. Breaking the law. It's just assaulted him. This fella's just assaulted him.
If we can get the court manager.
He just assaulted him.
But you're to support. I need an official to take that. So this isn't coming in at all. But they're being because we're trying to prevent them coming in. Unfortunately, it shouldn't be touching.
We're here peaceful. We're here peaceful. We just want to serve papers. Everybody is here peaceful. No, you're all peaceful. Trying to force us to
They're here to
building that we own.
and they're here to support you, which is why we're all here. And we want to
There are witnesses. There are witnesses.
I think that's better.
Sir, threaten an offence by filming outside the court building.
It's your camera?
Offence. Mine is for protection of you and everyone in here.
Same with his, I would say.
You'll either leave or office your
Unnecessary. Yes. That was very violent.
No, we're going to do our best.
Somebody wants that done.
Yeah, that's fine.
So,
Key 3.
This is our court. Yeah, this is our building. Public building.
This court belongs to us.
Hang on low. Anyway, they go.
Number 1 song soon. Number 1 hit soon.
Has any of you lost a hat?
Look, the aliens are upstairs.
News? Lady sheep?
They definitely don't look right.
Control access now.
That's just exit sign.
Just this one here.
Very strong.
Yes, fine, sir. Just show them.
There's something people can
They were heavy-handed. Beautiful. Excuse me. Who's the officer in charge here, please? Officer in charge.